Welcome to episode number 2 of the beginner series. We're going to be talking about how to pop up on the surfboard. I work with hundreds of beginner surfers and I see the same mistakes over and over again. Of people trying to pop up too early, people having poor pop-up technique, and people having poor paddle posture. We're going to take a look at all these things and make sure that you guys hit the ground running on your first wave. So first things first, reading the ocean, reading the wave. This comes with time, and as I mentioned in the previous video, what you want to do is look at the best surfers and see how and where they're catching the waves on what part of the wave. Once you have that dialed in and it's time to paddle for a wave, here's what you want to keep in mind. When you're on your surfboard, you should be positioned on the board to where that the nose of the board is only a few inches out of the water. Too far back and your nose will be too high and you won't be able to gain any speed. Too far forward and the nose will be ducking into the water. So you want to be at that perfect spot in the board where your nose is just above the water. That's positioning on the surfboard. Next thing we want to do is maintain proper paddle posture. This means having an arched back and freeing up our shoulders to be able to paddle well. This is what it looks like. A common mistake with beginner surfers is the paddle posture is slunched over or hunched onto the surfboard, like so. This makes it very tricky to generate paddle speed and inhibits your pop-up. As we'll see soon, the pop-up is the linchpin of surfing. If you can be able to master your pop-up early on in your surf journey, it'll enable your progression to be much faster. So, we've paddled for the wave, we've caught the wave, and we feel the speed of the wave going. The number one mistake that most beginner surfers make is popping up too early. They think they need to pop up in order to catch the wave. However, it's the other way around. You need to paddle hard and long and smooth in order to catch that wave. You can maintain the prone position, like so, while riding the wave for quite some time. There's no rush to go from here to here. We've paddled for the wave. You can feel the speed of the wave, and we want to take an extra half second to enjoy this position and enjoy the speed of the wave. Once we're here, then we attempt to pop up. The thing to keep in mind with the pop-up, you want to plant your back foot first, your back foot down first. For me, that's my left foot. Plant it down back on the board, and then having this arched back, I create room for my front leg to come underneath my chest and pop up like so. Key parts of a pop-up you want to keep in mind. You want to have a nice athletic position when you pop up. This means like a boxer or a jumper. You're bending at the knees, not hinging at the hips. And you maintain a low posture that's relaxed, like so. Common mistakes with the pop-up. Instead of creating room in this cobra position, we try and create room in an arched back position like this, raising our bum up and trying to get our feet on like this. This is a common position we see beginner surfers, and it's something you want to avoid. This will typically result in nosediving or just fumbling the pop-up and not being able to do it with balance. Additional keys to keep in mind while you're popping up. In surfing, the board goes where the eyes are. So your eyes are the most powerful thing when it comes to directing your surfboard. Don't think about leaning this way, leaning that way, especially when you're new to it. Just think about wherever your eyes are, that's where you'll go. So, as you begin to paddle on the wave, and you look down the line of the wave that you want to attack and you want to go on the face of the wave, all you have to do is stare at the crest of the wave. Wherever you stare, that's where you'll go. If you stare right in front of you, you're sure to nosedive. If you stare up in the sky, then you're sure to miss the wave. But if you stare down the line of the wave, that's where you'll go. So things to keep in mind. 3 check marks. Look where you want to go. cobra position for as long as possible and make sure to catch the wave before you do anything else. 3, maintain proper paddle posture, allowing you to catch the wave and creating room under your shoulders for a good pop-up. Now, congratulations, you've paddled for the wave, you've popped up on the wave, now it's time to surf the wave. Check out the next video where I go in depth on how to surf your first wave.